Probably not going to be able to get much done today. What I did do was I got the grass cut. So we're not going to go live today. I got this cleaned out. I got in here, sprayed the water hose a little bit. Try to look out for any kind of waspers. The waspers pretty bad. You know, we just kind of cleaned all this up. We got to take this out and whatever that wiring harness is going to in there and make sure it's all unhooked. Whatever we got to do there. And then we're still in here. All of that's got to come out. Of course, we're going to wash all that out. I might even spray this bar up with some of that rust converter black paint. If I can just wrap a little tape around it, give it a little spritz so it ain't too bad. But we got over here and fabbed on our frame puller here, or motor puller. I just took and found the old wheel that went to it, and I had to take I was out here all day long. Had to get that little drum sander I got and got all the bolts off of it and had plate welded to it. You know, it was all rotted together, obviously. You can see the whole leg's gone. I came out here just as long as this one was, 55 inches, I think it is. But we had to clean. And most of the waspers were in this thing. I don't know, you might be able to see them. The nest, anyhow. Right there, you can see them. They're in there pretty hard. We've already burned a can. So, and they're still trying to buzz around a little bit. Got that red truck out of here. Getting claustrophobic, and I cleaning up all that rust and crap. I don't want to get that in my leg. We got our parts, and mostly it took all day long to get this cleaned up and then get the leg welded on that thing. There's a lot of guys out here working today, so, and I had to get this grass cut. It was just too much. You know, they was down here all day long. I think they ran that bobcat out, so we ain't gonna do nothing with not enough people over here to take care of that thing. If we happen to find it again. Probably just a house cat, but who knows. We got all the grass cut as much as we could do. Getting everything picked up, cleaned up. Sprayed us some water holes back in these cracks and whatever. Try to run out whatever we can run out and give it a spray. But next thing's next. On the next live, we'll probably start pulling a lot of this stuff out, so when we do get ready to get that harness out with that pad or whatever, we can get her done. It is absolutely hot. Started to go down there for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it is overly humidity, and it rained a couple times. You know, it's rained a couple times today, and it's thundering right now. I got hit by lightning back when I was younger, so we don't want to get into that. You know, I kind of look bald. You can put a neon light up to my face and see it where it burnt me. It burnt me all the way down my side and down my leg. But that's probably going to be a wrap today. I had to take care of some stuff. I got to cook me something to eat too. So we'll try to get back out here. The waspers are just too much right now. I'm hoping they calm down after today. I sprayed everything. I sprayed back in that motor hoist. We got to have the motor hoist for when we get ready to pull this motor, so I had to get all that, get this thing cleaned out. A guy asked me to do him a headliner or something. I don't know, I might do him one. I doubt it. He ain't got no money, just like most people. But hopefully on the next live on TikTok, we'll start tinkering with this. Get a bunch of this stuff out. You know, it's got a wiring harness that runs back in there to the dash probably. Some of that's probably the windshield wipers, but I wanted to get all that cleaned out, spray back in there, see what's coming out, get some spray on it, whatever we got to do. And then I was thinking to either drop the whole motor out with the cradle, it's usually easier, or just pull the motor out by itself. That way it'd give us just enough room to get in there. Probably going to have to drop it anyhow, don't matter. Needs pressure washed. It's oily. A little bit here and there. Probably got a valve cover, and I know the power steering leaks off. I drove it there for a little while, but we're going to be pulling brakes, brake booster, all that. I'm going to swap those brakes over onto the truck. You know, so like I say, if we have to, we'll cut the firewall down the center. I'll drill it all off one piece, and you know, it'll be, you know, there'll be a gap between the other ones, so we'll have to make whatever we got to make fit. But all the heat and air, if you notice, it's on the inside of the dash. So they ain't got no heater box out here or nothing. So that might clean that firewall up on that truck a little bit. Nothing fancy now. You know, I'm a poor, broke person, so I'm gonna try to swap it over the best we can. Hopefully it looks good and neat and it don't look like a cobbled up mess. But that's the game plan. You know, imagine that motor sitting like this. So we might have to have a pipe that comes over here and put the air box here, and then, you know, a lot of that'll clean up. This front motor mount, we'll just have to make a mount that'll sit on there sideways this way and bolt up to the frame rails or something. As long as we can get it together and get it to start, this thing will pull under its own power. That's what the beauty is about these cables. So, hopefully with the cruise, everything, heat, air, power brakes, that's my intentions on getting her done. And then I know people that can take and cut them aluminum lines. You just bend them however you got to do it, and then once you get them stabbed in there just the way they're beautiful, hook up some AC. You know, I'm an AC kind of guy. I just try to make it just as factory looking as possible if we can. You know, whatever we got to do, we're going to make it happen. Let's put it that way. Hope everybody has a good day. Let the start of the show tell us how it's going to go down. Guys, have a good one.